So does anybody have any targets in mind? Just for reconnaissance, we are not exploiting. Remember, everything we are doing is for educational purposes. If you have a target in mind, you can drop the URL or the IP address or whatever in the chat box. If you have any target in mind, drop any web app or website you have in mind. You can drop it in the chat box. I'm making use of Bob Sheet Pro Professional. It has okay. Poswinger introduced a Chrome version of okay a Chrome like Google Chrome browser for Bob Sheets. So earlier you have to configure your proxy, you proxy your traffic through Firefox and stuff like that. But now, Poswinger 2019, they came up with Chromium browser. It's exactly like Google Chrome, but for Bob 6, you don't need to start configuring your proxy and stuff like that. Nobody has any target in mind for us to test with. Am I still audible?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, we can work
So
with it.
we can work with
The target you have in mind, unless anyone else has a suggestion.
okay. So do I have any target in mind? Let me see. Um, so let's check out these guys. Um, so let's check this revenue. So I'm going to copy the link, paste it on my Chromium, and look at the traffic that goes through my Bob suit. So as you can see, here is my Bob suit. My intercept is not on. I only intercept when necessary. So as you can see here, I don't know if this is bold enough. As you can see here, this is the requests, right? That's brought about this. So here, this is the URL or the host, and here is the IP address of this website. So, and just like some or most websites, there's another IP here. There's another domain that this website is interacting with this IP too. So we call this juicy information, and these are the requests. So I can, if I want to, you know, test or do some attacks, I can send to intruder, repeater, sequencer, or anyone. So, but what I wanted to find here is these IP addresses, and I found the IP. So I can also use Nmap. I'll need to switch to root users because I want to do So I'm going to switch to Nmap and do service scan, operating system scan, and port scan. That's what this means. Dash SV for service scan, dash O for operating system scan, dash P for port scan, open ports on this server. So I'm going to remember you can use who is, dig, and NSLOOKUP with the URL to get this IP address too. But sometimes these websites that are hidden behind Cloudflare proxies can block your traffic or block you from getting their IP. But once you pass it through Bob suits, you will definitely getting the IP. So the IP here is 66.22.96.126. 66 dot make I write them down. My memory no two 66.22.96.1126. So 66.22.96.126, and we start our Nmap scan. So this Nmap scan can take a lot of time. Let me see how long is remaining. Control V Verbose is going to show you percentage scan and how long estimated time to finish. Still scan timing about 78.25% done in 4 seconds remaining. So let's see. Service scan 50% done. So this is active reconnaissance using Nmap. So while this is going on, I can go to srot.ch and see if I can get any info there. Sorry, crot.sh, and is this server down? crot.sh. Okay, I can paste the URL here. Let me use a wildcard search. So this is just our reconnaissance stage, and as you can see, it's not like your wireless pen test where you can be done as soon as possible. Just capture your handshake and you're good to go. This can take you days or weeks, as the case may be. So let's check our Nmap scan. Okay, our Nmap scan is done. Let me see. This guy is still searching. So our Nmap scan is done, and as you can see, we have 8 ports that are open and in service. And if you are familiar with your ports, you have port 20 for FTP 2021. They are for FTP, one for uploading, one for downloading. we have 22 SSH, we have 161 SNMP, BGP. This is a network protocol, BGP. Then normal 443 HTTP secured and TCP wrapped. So this is also a juicy information. Then our OS fingerprint. Let's see what we have in our OS fingerprint. Not ideal because it didn't receive UDP responses. Okay. We might need to do another scan with this dash SS specification to get an operating system match. But it's I don't know if it's necessary. Well, yeah, it's necessary. Let's do that. But most of our servers run on Linux, Apache. But let's run that and see what we have. So let's check our SRT search back gateway. So crt.sh is not giving me anything. I don't know why. I might need to troubleshoot that and know why it's not giving me anything. Then the next one we can do, we can use Nikto. We can use Nikto to get more info. So what do we have here? Same thing. Okay. So let me dash O. Specify this dash O is specifying the operating system fingerprint. So all these have been doing all this while it's just reconnaissance, and there are still plenty of reconnaissance to be done. So I have a juicy information, which is the IP address and the associating IP addresses. I have two IP addresses here: 66.22.96.126 and 4.153.72.49. These are juicy information. Then I have in my nmap I have about 8 ports open, and these two is of SSH and FTP. And it's so pathetic that a site that is as serious as this, they are not using SFTP, Secure File Transfer Protocol. But I mean, that's their business. So we can use sublister, directory bursts, DR bursts, and can't really remember all. Can use them to do further enumeration to get subdomains and directories running on this server. So any questions so far? We can also do a scan with Bob Suite too. Any questions so far? You can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
I have a question. Is ethical hacking different from cybersecurity, or cybersecurity is same as ethical hacking? Cause I actually want to go into ethical hacking, but I don't really have a laptop, just my phone. I don't know if it's possible or something.
Okay, so cybersecurity is a field in IT, just like we have web development, we have UI UX, we also have cybersecurity. Then under web development, we have the front end developers, we have back end, we have different programming languages. So cybersecurity, under cybersecurity, we have the ethical hackers or pen testers. Here we call them penetration testers or pen testers. Then we have the cybersecurity analysts and digital forensics, a whole lot of domain or departments under cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is the umbrella word. And no, you cannot do cybersecurity with your phone alone. Any other question?
Okay, you made mention of pen tester, but pen testers are maybe like people that just test out the app or software or something. Maybe I don't really know, but what I want to really go in depth in is ethical hacking, like both the legal part of it and the illegal part of it. That is working for the government and working for yourself, and how one can build a startup through ethical hacking.
Ethical hacking, as I said, is pen testing, is the same. Penetration testing is hacking. Then under hacking, if you want to specify hacking, we have ethical hackers, those we call white hat hackers. We have black hats, which are the bad guys. We have gray, the three types of hackers we have. And they are also called pen testers, penetration testers. It's the same thing.
Okay, okay, thanks. But can one now, like a tech startup that is maybe either under fintech or app development or something, can one use like as an ethical hacker build a startup that maybe better Nigeria or Africa or something like that?
Yes, you can build a startup in cybersecurity, if that's what you're asking. You can build a startup in cybersecurity, but you need sufficient years of experience before you start talking about that. Except you want to build your startup and commit it in the hands of people to be running it for you while you are oblivious of the nitty-gritty of the matter or your startup.
Yeah, actually what you said is nice and true. Um, but if you are just giving it into the hands of someone, you might like not be receiving the full profit and benefits of your startup. That is just maybe the disadvantages.
Yeah, you said it yourself. There's no how you can be running a business that you don't have any idea of what is going on there and you hand it over to someone to handle it for you. It's not
Okay,
advisable.
okay. Someone just like said something. He said he's new to ethical hacking. What tools do I need to install on my laptop to practice with? And how can you please provide with materials or PDFs to practice with?
First of all, cybersecurity is an advanced course. When I mean advanced, you should have finished your computer basics. You should be able to know how to open your terminal, command prompt, or whatever. You should be able to know how to install softwares by yourself comfortably, or even crack a software comfortably by yourself. When you can do that, fine. Then you need to know the nitty-gritty, the foundation or fundamentals of cybersecurity, because you can have a tool and you don't know how to do it. And ethical hacking is not like a straightforward something. Under ethical hacking, we have plenty things to hack. We have websites, we have applications, we have electric cars, we have smartwatches, we have fridges. There are a whole lot of things you can hack, and the way you hack them differs from each other. If you joined our last session when we did wireless pen testing or Wi-Fi hacking, we didn't use Bob Suite, we didn't use Nmap, used Aircrack NG with our network adapter. But now we are doing web pen testing and the reconnaissance phase. We are not using any network adapter. All we need to do is have internet access. And with our Kali Linux machine or operating system, all we need, or most things we need for our web pen testing is here. So there are a whole lot of tools, but fundamentally, first thing you need is to have a Kali Linux operating system before you start talking about other tools like Bob Suite, Nmap, those and the likes. Have I have I answered your
Okay.
question, Abdullahi Akintoyimbo?
Okay, so you say Kali Linux. Is there a requirement that your laptop or computer might need to have for you to install, that is for you to have Kali Linux or something? And is the Kali Linux compatible with maybe your normal activities? Like maybe if you want to use it for something like watching videos or playing games and other things, is it also compatible with it? I don't know if you get me.
Yeah, I understand your question. Those that have, if you have question, you can drop it in the comment section. I'll attend to it while we wait for our operating system scan and I'm answering my Space Hubs question. We are doing operating system scan and 22 minutes remaining. This is going to take long, and I don't think I can wait for that. Um, so to answer your question, Kali Linux is an operating system and it supports backward compatibility. What I mean by backward compatibility is we have Windows 11 as a Windows operating system now. If you bring a laptop or any device that is from the first generation, if you bring a first or second generation laptop, you won't be able to put Windows 11 in that PC. But your Kali Linux you can put it in even desktop of 1990 something, and it's going to run there. It might not run efficiently, but it's going to run there. So, but as a cybersecurity professional, you need at least a laptop with 8 gigs of RAM and 256 SSD. It's enough. If you want more sophisticated laptops, fine. So your Kali Linux is an operating system, and there are various ways you can run them on your hardware on your PC. You can put Net Hunter, which is a mobile version, the one that can enter your Android phone. You can use virtualization softwares like Hyper-V, VMware, VirtualBox, QEMU. These are hypervisors or virtualization softwares where you run your Kali Linux inside, but it's limited and it's problematic because if there's an update on those softwares, it's going to scatter your setup. So, but as a beginner, you can use virtualization softwares to get used to the Kali Linux operating system. Then, when you graduate from there, there are two ways. You can either dual boot or you run it on your bare metal. What do I mean by bare metal? You run it directly on your hardware and forget about Windows. So dual booting is where you partition your hard drive, you have Windows or any other operating system you want, and Linux coexisting on that device. Like I am dual booting, I have Windows 11 here and I also have Kali Linux here. So at boot, I select whether Windows or Linux, which one to load. That's dual booting. Then running on my bare metal is removing every operating system and running only Linux. So these are few ways you can have your Linux in your device. Any other question? Wrapping it up. So
Thanks. God bless you. Thanks.
you're welcome. So my my screen sharing ended. What happened? I'm offline. I'm not offline. So I think we'll call it a day here. Call it a day here. Join us next week for continuation. And you can join our community on WhatsApp and Telegram. We'll pick it up from there next week so that we can attend to some other things. Thank you guys. Mr. David, over to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Cyberface, for that. Okay, so this is more like an introduction into web testing. As you know, it's a lot. Okay, and we are going to take it gradually. This is an event that happens every Friday, and you cannot finish every, let me say, whole course content in one night. All right, and it has something very important that you need to attend to mind. So that is also another reason. With that being said, I would still like to um, reinforce the purpose of this meeting. Now, this meeting is was better to expose us to current threats, and as well, equip us with the knowledge that we need to combat them as security experts. So it's not just for cyber security experts; it's also for people who are interested in their own personal security. Like during our wireless attack section, we not just showed how it is done, but also showed how to defend against such attacks. So that is our main aim here. We're not just teaching you how to hack stuff, break stuff. We're also teaching you how to protect yourself against such hacks. So Red Guard Africa, if you are meeting us for the first time or joining us for the first time, is a community that is focused on protecting the digital ecosystem in Africa. So we want to secure the digital ecosystem in Africa and also help cybersecurity aspirants start and excel in their career. That is why we hold meetings like this. Um, as time permits, in the near future, we are going to be starting a beginners class, like a cybersecurity genesis class. But we are just putting things in place, okay, for that. But for now, this is the current program we have at hand. All right. I don't know if we have any question regarding this particular our community or this particular event or any other event that we organize. Does anyone have any question? Or if you also have an input to make a feedback or stuff like that, I would like to give you guys for tonight. Okay, do I have any such person? Then another thing I want to mention is that our meeting doesn't take long, it's just an hour, highest an hour and 30 minutes, okay? So that we can go back to other activities as well. All right. Princess Chidinma. You can go ahead. You can unmute yourself and speak. Princess, can you hear me? Princess, can you hear me? Alright. I don't think she can. Or if you are speaking, just say if you are mute. Can't hear you. That's it.
Can you
That's
hear
it.
me?
Yes,
Can you
can
hear
hear you
me?
now. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Princess Sally Chidinma. I chatted you up this afternoon, if you can remember.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I was the one that was asking you about cybersecurity. I applied for 3MT, excuse me, 3MTT. But the problem with it is that for cybersecurity, but they are saying that they can be taking us only a day in a week, once a week. Then the rest of the days we have to learn on our by our, all by ourselves at our own pace. So, having not been there before, can one cope? That's my challenge because the thing now made me to change my course to UI/UX, but that was not what I was having in mind before. So I don't know. That's question one. That's question one. Number two was like what I asked you. I asked him because I've heard it a lot that people that go for cybersecurity they don't easily get job immediately until they do some other certification and all that, keep upgrading themselves, then right doing projects and all blah blah all those things before you can get job. That's number two. And number three is like this one I just joined today. I've been seeing it, but I've not been able to join due to my tight schedule. So now, like when I came in the first time, when I joined the Google Meet, uh, I was not really getting. It was everything was sounding Greek in my ears, so I zoomed out. I later came in again. So for we that are beginners, is there any maybe record kind of video or whatever, anything that can help us, or maybe rescheduling of things for people that are just beginners? Because you, it appears you guys have gone far. Hmm? Those are my questions. Thank you.
All right. Right. Thank you, Chidinma, for your questions. I'll start with the first one about 3MTT. I have an idea about 3MTT, and I think how they run their program is self-paced, online, and self-paced. They have pre-recorded videos and content they want you to go through on your own, and then I think they have a virtual live class once a week. That's the one you are talking about. So you
Yes,
are talking
yes,
about being able to cope as a
yes.
beginner. So I'll say two things. One is that if you're not able to cope, it's okay to switch course. But one thing you need to know is that if you really want to go into tech, you have to
Mm,
learn how to learn online. I hear people say that it's not their thing; they prefer physical class. If you want to thrive in tech, you really have to uh, develop that what I call it an attitude of learning online and learning on your phone. So
but
here is
this is
a
cyber now.
trick. Yeah, here is a little trick for you. If you learn
Okay.
about the subject matter and you don't understand it, let's say they
Mm,
are talking about subnet mask. I
mm,
want you to search for that same subject matter from a different author. Just watch it from two, three different persons. You see, one of them is going to explain it in a way that you understand. And another thing that's going to happen is that the more you watch these videos, the more it's sticks. Do you get? So this is a trick I
yes.
also I use and I still use. So I think that if you really want to do cybersecurity as as a passion, I would advise you just you take up the challenge. The challenge, okay? So take it up. At least by the end, you would
Mm,
whenever you see someone saying that they are security experts, you have this
mm.
accolade for them. And also, when you call yourself a security expert, people who have accolades will give you your accolades rather. All right. Then for the second question, of course, now you know that it's not easy. For the second question, you talked about getting a job. I
Oh,
think learning the
sorry.
skill and
Of course, but Of course, so, but now money now everybody find now. I they tell you, it's money. We need to get work
All
now.
right, of course.
Okay.
So that's why
Yeah.
I want to mention in my second point. Now,
Okay, go ahead, please.
um, getting a job in cybersecurity is it can
Mm,
be quite challenging. Okay, especially if you don't have a coach. Okay,
okay.
so
Mm,
most people focus on getting the technical skills, but there is a such thing as career coaching. That's someone who is an industry expert helps you guide you on how to go about getting a job.
mm,
Now, so I'll still share some of the tips that I've learned from industry experts that I've followed and I've interacted with. So one
mm,
of the things you should know is that if you are learning cybersecurity, it doesn't mean that you should quit your job. If you have a work that you're doing, you can do it while you are learning, so that you have
mm.
money for data, money to at least get few courses, sorry,
Yeah.
certifications. Now, there's another thing I learned from coaching. I got to learn that you must not really, for instance, Computer Security Plus is around 500K. That's the certification. Now, you must not write that certification from Computer itself. You can write it through all these online course platforms like Udemy. Can you hear me? Can everyone still hear me? Have I lost my connection?
I can
All
hear
right,
you.
all right, very good. So you can also get them through these platforms as well. Okay, if you are
What?
looking for one to, if I can lost you for a moment there. I said aside Computer Security Plus is a
Mm,
cybersecurity certification that is very essential. In as much as
okay.
it's not practical based. If you take Computer Security Plus, they focus more on concepts, and
Okay.
frameworks.
Mm,
But that certificate is very, very essential. Most employers request for it. Now, instead of writing it through their platform, that's CompTIA, and
mm,
paying, 500K for it, I think
okay.
it's like value for either $450 or $100. So, but I think it's approximately 500K here. You can
For
write
the
it.
exam.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes. So that one is safe. You can write it through example all this
Udemy
what's it called
online.
again? Yes, Udemy,
Udemy.
online course platforms, yes, like Udemy and the rest of them. Okay, so the main thing is do you have the certificate and do you have the skill sets that they need?
Okay.
So I've been, I used to worry, when can you like have spare 500K or so
Just
but
for a certificate.
yeah, just
What
for
a
one, not
certificate.
to, and if you fail it, there's no refund, you have to pay to write it.
No, that's serious. Look. Hmm.
Yeah, so entering
And
entering
there's a lot
entering
of coding. There's a lot of
challenge.
coding in it. Coding.
Uh, More like command line. Okay, you have to learn a lot of commands, and also you will also learn how to code. Okay, it's necessary, especially if your area of specification needs it's like you want to go into offensive security, and also
Mm,
even if you want to go into defensive security, you also need coding for just automation, right? I would make out time for career coaching section. Talk a lot of we'll discuss this then. Okay, so
okay. Okay. Because
uh,
these are my challenges because I don't know, I'm not even though it's not about you being a science student or what, but I don't know anything about coding. So how can I be learning at my own pace? And coming to the class now, we are coming now to ask questions based on what you've learned. Ah, that would be so hard on everybody now. Anyway, there's no problem. I've heard what you said.
yeah, okay, yeah. Then the thing there is this: you need to give it time and effort. Nobody was born with this thing. I was not born with it. The cyber piece was not born with it. Do you get? So all these
Mm,
things you see that we are doing today is there's a lot of time and effort. So you need to put these two things in.
okay.
Listen,
Mm,
if there's one thing I know, you see cybersecurity. The people that end up doing it are the people that vow that this is what I want to do. I've had students, I've met people. The people that end up doing it at last are people that determine that this is really what I want to do. So if you have that determination of, okay, this is what I want to do, then you can do it. And also, like I told you, don't quit your job. You can be doing your job and also be taking classes. Then try and make out time based on your own schedule. Your hand is still up. Do you have another question?
No, sir, don't mind me. Sorry.
All right. Then for the last question
Sure.
about it's still
There's
up
no
again.
question again.
Okay, one question.
No. I'm okay. I'm trying to take it off.
Okay.
No, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm trying to go away.
You asked one last question. That's the one I want to answer. The third one. Third one you asked about beginners. All right.
Yes.
For this Black Hat Friday, we'll try as much as possible, myself and our guests, to be as basic as possible. Honestly, it's in as much as the classroom we teach, you will not talk about everything. Let's say, for instance, now, you're talking about reconnaissance today. It's not going to teach you everything about reconnaissance, but it's also teaching you that reconnaissance is necessary for you to start out with pen testing sites.
Okay.
Do you get? So, but we are looking at putting something together for like a beginner's session. Okay.
Yeah. It will help a lot of us. In fact, I'm going to go back. I will remove the UI US and put the cybersecurity.
Yes. I want you to take that challenge. It's okay.
Because if not for working set, it's very essential for personal, more especially why I want to pick for my personal use. Personal use. Protect my data, protect my family, and so many things online there. Yeah.
Yes, that's very, very interesting.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, I hope I answered the questions of a lot of questions here. Let's have any other question. We'll call it a night, and we'll meet again next week. So, like I said, we are not in a haste. This meeting is going to happen every Friday. Every Friday. So whenever we continue from the next week. Yes, we continue for the next week. So any other questions from anyone? Okay, in the absence of any other question, I really want to appreciate each and every one of you for showing up. Okay, it's not something I take for granted. Okay, I believe we all have what we are doing, and bringing out that little time to come join us in the session is something I really appreciate once again. And as my custom is, while we are calling it a night, I'm going to call us one after the other and give my vote of 10. So, yes, Divine Favor, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. Cinema Princess, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Welcome.
My boss, I greet you, sir. Thank you for joining us. Daniel Ayatele, thank you for joining us. James, thank you for joining us. James Eze, thank you so much for joining us tonight. You just pinned your account here. I see you, sir. Oh man. Emmanuel Bonaventure. Account. I see you. Thank you for joining us. Williamson Mesinde, thank you for joining us tonight. Desmond, thank you for joining us tonight. Really appreciate it. Obina Kinsley. My God. I can't say it. I knew you. My evil one. Thank you for joining us tonight. Praise God, the cyber friends. Thank you for joining us again, for being our guest tonight. Savior Emmanuel, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Our meeting host, Anthony. Thank you so much for being an instrument in our community. Thank you once again for tonight. All right, guys. I will see you guys the same time next Friday. And please, I would like to urge us to do something. Whenever we see this meeting coming up, please share it on your status. Okay, just share it on your status and mention the group. All right, share it on your status and mention our group. I would like to come to your status and react to it. Okay. All right, see you guys next week Friday. Have a wonderful night and a wonderful weekend.